Hi, I'm Teresa, and it's time to talk about my mental health. My mental health's not great. I currently have more anxiety than I can handle, and it's debilitating. I'm gonna start with this video because this is why I want to do a YouTube channel, because I want people to know about my mental health. If you've got mental health issues, then feel free to talk about it as well. I want to hear your stories, but here's mine, or at least what I can say to you right now. The first panic attack or anxiety attack that I can remember, I was about 16 years old, and it was a chorus concert, and it was the day before the PSATs. No, sorry, it's the day before the SATs. And all of a sudden, I can't breathe. My mom had just been in hospital, and they couldn't make it to the chorus concert, and I was upset about that. And I was talking to my friend, Jeanette, and I just couldn't breathe at all. My dad wasn't there, because he couldn't make it that night, but her mom was going to drive me home, and lucky for me, Ducky, as I like to call her, Jeanette's mom, is a nurse, and she came straight over to me. Jeanette went and got her and came over to me and helped me relax, and she called my dad, and my dad came to come get me, and we went home. And I wish someone had told me, I wish someone had said, this is anxiety. It's okay to feel like this. Because I feel like what people don't say is about anxiety is that it's literally the hardest thing to conquer when you're in the middle of it. Everything becomes unmanageable and horrible, and you can't think of anything but what's making you anxious. And so much of my life, I've been anxious and scared. My heart races, my palms sweat, I get headaches, and I just get over anxious. That was the first time that I had a panic attack. And I didn't even know. There are lots of reasons why I have anxiety. The main one, you can probably say, is because, well, I don't know if I'm ready to say what I need to say in order for this to be the truth. But what I can tell you is that if you're sitting there watching this thinking, my God, this woman's crazy, please don't think I'm crazy. And if you're sitting there and you're thinking, my God, I know exactly how she's feeling, when you feel so, I can't even describe it. It's unbearable being anxious. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't drink. I remember my parents telling me a story of when my brother went to college, and I wouldn't eat for 3 days because I missed him so much, because I wanted him home, and I just wouldn't eat. I was so anxious about him being gone that I couldn't eat. And I wish that I had gotten help. And that's the other thing. Get help. I've not gotten help. and I should. I'm on the road there. I've tried to get help in the past. This is what's happened, is I've tried in the past, and the woman wasn't helpful for me. I'm not saying that counselors and psychologists aren't helpful, because they are, and I believe in the work they do, but this particular woman wasn't helpful for me. She made me feel a whole lot worse than I needed to. And yeah. So I guess what this channel is going to be about is about me trying to cope with my anxiety and try to better my mental health. So it's probably not a good explanation as to what goes on in my head. It's hard to put in words what goes on in your head when you hate the way that it makes you feel inside your head, if this makes any sense. I hate the way that my anxiety makes me feel. And so I don't focus on it, because focusing on it makes it worse. So to tell you, to explain to you what it means to me is just impossible, because talking about it is reliving it, and I don't want to relive it when I don't feel anxious. Like right now, I don't feel anxious, and perhaps because I've talked a lot about my anxiety today. Although that deep breath just told me that I'm feeling a little anxious. But yeah, this channel is going to be about ways that I'm trying to cope with my mental health and to cope with my anxiety so I can live a healthier life. If you have any ideas of things that I could try, that'd be really helpful, as I am willing to try most things. I don't do team sports. That's the only thing. I really struggle with team sports, but other than that, yeah. So thanks for listening to me to ramble for 7 minutes on my iPhone. But it's time to talk about this and to try and fix it. Because living an anxious life isn't one that should be lived. I should be able to go to work without anxiety, come home without anxiety, go to the shop without anxiety, or make friends without anxiety, try new things without anxiety. And all of those, not all of them, but most of them are very difficult for me. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I guess I'll see you guys soon. Bye.